Hello, this will be a channel message for you, for your highest good, and I trust that it found you at the perfect time. I really appreciate you being here with me in this moment, and as always, I love you so much. And keep up the good work, alright? I'm proud of you. This will be a very special reading. I may say some things that will blow your mind, potentially. But first, before we get into the reading, I have something quickly that I need to address, something very important as we move into this new era of the Mai Sol collective. So we have reached the point as a group where we now have people in the comments impersonating me, Mai Sol, pretending to be me, asking you to reach out to them via text message. So just know that as much as I would love to text you all, it is not the best way for me to communicate with you. So just know that that is not me. Please do not engage with them. And do me a favor, mark those comments as spam. And I speak now that that parasitic energy will not be able to exist within this sacred space that we have worked so hard to cultivate for each other. All right, now with that out of the way, we will get into the reading. I'm very excited about this one. Let's do it. In the past position, I get you guys showing up as the Empress in reverse. So in the past, I feel like you guys were not receiving what you were worth. You were not getting out what you were putting back in. You may have felt disempowered, or like you were having your energy drained in some kind of way. And I really get that at some point along the way now, you guys have put your foot down and said enough's enough and decided that you are going to be walking away from whatever this situation is, because I get the Devil in reverse in the current energy. So it's like you've decided that you are going to separate yourself from these people, these places, these things, these beliefs that do not serve you. Whatever this thing was that was taking your energy and giving you nothing back, you have separated yourself from that, or are currently in the process of separating yourself from that energy. So that's really good. I love that. Okay, so here's where things get a bit wild, right? So I get the Fool in reverse. So I've got two interpretations of this currently. I feel like there is a brand new beginning that is happening for you guys. Potentially for some of you, there is a feeling that there are delays, or like there are things that are happening in the background for you, things that are working themselves out, some kind of a process that is happening here before you launch yourself into this new start. Also, or potentially for others of you, I really get this feeling that maybe in the past you were playing small and showing up in situations where you were not fully being yourself and putting yourself out there and pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. And where you're going now truly is the unknown. You're moving into brand new spaces that you can now explore, and there's some kind of an element of being a student again and learning all these new rules of the game I'm getting. And behind that card on the bottom of the deck, it's kind of perfect. I get the Tower, right? So you guys have a bit of an opportunity here. While the structure of your life really starts to reshape itself and the things that do not serve you really fall away, in the grand scheme of your entire life, the whole structure of your life is starting to take a new kind of a shape. And in your future position, I get the Queen of Wands in reverse and I get the Strength card in reverse. So like I say, you guys have an opportunity here. As all of these changes are taking place in your life, you have the opportunity to uphold the frequency of royalty and move through this process with a lot of patience as you develop more of this Empress kind of frequency and you really step into this role as the Empress. And I'm seeing this mirror here on this card, and I really feel like in the past, as difficult as it may be to examine some of these aspects, that a lot of what you were getting back was a reflection of maybe how you saw yourself. And I see you guys really overcoming some serious self-worth issues and transmuting these experiences into the other polarity, the other side of this polarity, where you actually completely see your self-worth. You know what it is to have a lack of self-worth and to feel disempowered. And I really see you guys stepping into your power fully and seeing your self-worth, and that being the thing that really attracts this abundance in for you and turns you into this really magnetic manifesting machine, right? So you have an opportunity here to move through this process with patience and really give yourself a lot of grace and really see yourself as that royalty, as these things that do not serve you just fall away. And anything that is not for your highest good removes itself from your life. Spirit is removing these things from your life for you, and you have the opportunity to just be patient and just stay aligned with your highest good here. And you're really going to see the root of the problem. I'm now kind of seeing this carrot, like on this strength card, which is a root vegetable, and you're really going to see, like I was saying, kind of the root of what this reflection was, this negative reflection that you were receiving from life. And I really think a lot of this is how you are perceiving yourself, and you're now really stepping into your power. I'm really seeing that. And on the other side of this Tower card, it's really kind of perfect. I get the Ace of Wands upright under this Tower card. So as things really start to fall away, and you move through this like tectonic shift that's happening in your life, this massive recalibration, and it doesn't have to be as dramatic as people make the Tower out to be, because you have a choice here to give yourself the grace and move through this with a frequency of peace and really be at peace with the process here. I'm kind of getting that here with the Queen of Wands and the Strength card. You have an opportunity to be at peace with this process and really just keep feeding yourself and keep being receptive to the things that light you up. Okay, keep being receptive to the things that make you feel good and accepting that into your life and setting up those really nice boundaries and firm boundaries to the things that do not light you up and make you feel good. Because on the other side of this is the ultimate feeling good. It's the new opportunity. Okay, this is your permission slip to take that leap like the Fool, right? To move into this new shift, this passionate new beginning where you start to actually really express yourself as this creative being, and you start to get back what you're putting out into the world. You start to receive all of this abundance because you're putting out your creative energy into the world. So I love that. That's a really beautiful spread to kick things off. And let's just start throwing some cards around here. Today's structure will be a bit loose. I don't know where we're going to go with this. I've got some Oracle cards that maybe want to get pulled. But let's just see where it takes us. I think that's a pretty good message to kick things off. I'm looking at this Wind Activation card. I have one Oracle card that I've pulled, and it's this Wind Activation. So I really think that breath work or even some kind of yoga poses that channel that air element and activate that air element might be really beneficial for you here, and just breathing through it. And breathing in, like I was saying, like breathing in all of those things that feed you and light you up, and really imagining, using that visualization, right? That tool of visualization, which the Queen of Wands is really adept at doing that. Using the visualization and almost like imagining yourself receiving all of this really good energy and knowing that you're worth it. I think the belief is going to be the rocket fuel here, like the belief that you are worth it, and the visualization, bringing in everything that you know that you deserve and breathing out anything that doesn't serve, and really giving yourself permission here to let go of things. And I do see the Death card in reverse here, kind of in the past / present. I got 4 cards here, so a bit of a, as the timeline would go, it's kind of the past position here. I think that there's this feeling of imbalance, like I was saying, with this Empress in reverse. So I did say that potentially in the past you were feeling out of balance and like you weren't getting out what you were putting in. And I think that there's a huge spiritual activation here, like this Wind card would suggest. There's an activation that's happened here. And I think that there is a call to even use the breath to let go of these things in the past with love. What's done is done, okay? And maybe I think you were just coming at this maybe from a certain angle, but now with this Fool card in reverse, like I was saying, that it's like you've been playing this entirely different game. Like where you're going now, it's like you're learning all these new rules of the game. So this Temperance card is almost, I think it's an invitation for you to really correct the balance because of all of this new knowledge that you're going to be learning. Like, there's this whole new landscape. There's this whole new life that's opening up for you here with this Ace of Wands. There's this brand new paradigm of life that is opening up for you as these things fall away. So there's an opportunity to correct the balance in ways that you potentially didn't even think was possible. Like, I'm really getting that you guys are going to be developing new skills and like new ways of like just existing in the world, new ways of dealing with your emotions, like these new tools. And this is what's going to allow you to really, like I say, let go of the past with love and almost give yourself permission to let go, because you're going to be so heavily activated and so excited. I'm hearing you're going to be so excited with your new life that this Death card in reverse, which is somewhat in the past position here, I think that's your ticket to really letting go of the past and just keep giving yourself grace. You know, like I was saying, you've got an opportunity. God's giving you an opportunity here to be patient with yourself as you really come to the root of what these issues are, and you see them very clearly, and you see what kind of reflection you are getting back. This is an opportunity here for you to kind of like forgive and forget, you know what I mean? And don't, you know, you're always going to have this knowledge. Like, you're always going to now be able to navigate these situations with this past knowledge that you have developed because you've been in these situations. But on an emotional level, I think you're going to really reach this level of forgiveness and you're going to be able to let go. And you know what I'm getting to is like therapy, I think, is really maybe going to be really beneficial. I only say that because I get the Three of Pentacles here. So it's like, I do say to people, like, when people are asking me for advice, like in my personal life, the first thing I ask them is, have they gone to therapy? Because I say, like, you know, if you want to get more in touch with your emotions and be able to release negative emotions, go to therapy. If you want to make more money, go to therapy. Like, if you want to be a better athlete, go to therapy. Like, I'm being serious, because I'm sure there's people around you who maybe you haven't even met yet, but who can help you deal with this Temperance in reverse kind of energy and this Death in reverse kind of energy. I think that a team is really going to help you here. Like, some kind of a professional, and it might not be a therapist, it may even just be some kind of a physical, like some kind of a medical doctor, or like I'm getting like a naturopath even, or something like a physio. Like, there's going to be people around you who are going to come in for you and are going to help you let go of the past, like I was saying, like, because you're going to be so excited now that you've developed these new kind of modalities, the new way of moving through life. And I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a correction of some kind of a lack mindset here, I'm getting, as things fall away. And be so kind to yourself, because like I said, there's this old paradigm that we've been operating out of, right? And that's why I think with this Empress in reverse, it's almost like there are some learned behaviors that have occurred here, right? There's some kind of a lack mentality that has been learned. And once you really get to the root of these problems, which I do think for some of you, there might be some self-worth issues that are really being worked through here. And you're really stepping into like this new healthy level of self-worth. You're actually going to see that you're able to give more than you realize. And there's some element of trust here as well, like trust in the process. Letting go of what's happened in the past and not letting it affect your ability to give to others and to share this new knowledge and this new wealth and these like physical skills that you're developing for yourself. And it's almost like you're going to be receiving some kind of a wealth that you're able to share. I mean, I think Spirit's really urging you to share things around and be at peace with the process, I think. I keep talking about giving yourself grace and being patient here. There's a big message here about being patient through all of this. I'm seeing like a big ship. Like, some of you have been through so much and you've done so well to move through this, like this huge process with all of this major arcana here. Okay, with the Empress, the Devil, the Strength card, the Tower, the Fool. You know what I mean? Like, there's huge life changes that are happening here for you guys. So don't beat yourself up if this huge ship that you're on is not just doing a straight 180 and turning back the other way. Like, this thing needs time to, like, turn around. If you think of, like, a really big cruise ship or something, like, it can't just, like, do a flip, like a 180. Like, it needs to slowly turn around here and just give yourself heaps of rest and heaps of grace. And I'm thinking of, like a baby too, right? Like, when you have a little baby, what do, right? Like, they're dealing with a lot. Like, there's a lot of new input and there's all these new neural connections that are being made, and they sleep a lot, right? Like, babies need a lot of sleep. Like I said, you guys are, I know this is so not where I thought I was going to go, but you guys are transmuting so much energy, and there's this whole brand new start that's kind of waiting to come in for you. It's like there are neural connections that are being developed in your brain. There's things that you've just never even considered to be possible, and anything you can imagine here, anything that you would like to receive, it is possible for you to receive it. And as you move further and further away from these limiting beliefs and this devil energy, as you move further and further away, you're going to realize that the world is kind of your oyster, I'm hearing. Like, the possibilities are really going to become endless for you. And with all these neural connections that are being made, I think you're just being asked to sleep. And then when you become a teenager as well, like, you're going through all these changes, like, as a young adolescent, and then you need sleep as well. Like, there's these stages of growth in our life where, like I say, there's these new connections that are being made in our brain, and we just need to really sleep through it, I think. So that's a big message for some of you. I know I'm always harping on about rest and getting sleep, but I think that that's really going to serve you guys here. And I do want to say too, there's something here about the link between our manifestations and our ability to be manifesting machines and our shadow work. And I keep saying that this Empress card is, I think, indicative of the reflection that you are receiving from life because of some kind of self-worth issue. So just know that you can actually attract anything you want. Like, we are no separate from God. There is God in all of us, and you'll start really seeing yourself in your outer world being reflected back at you. And what I mean by that is that you have a sense of humor, you know, and God has one too, because we come from God. We're a divine expression of the creative spirit, right? So you're going to really start to see more and more of yourself in that reflection, and you're going to see very clearly the reflection that you've been getting in the past was some part of you that needed to be transmuted and brought to the light, right? It was some kind of shadow part of yourself that you weren't consciously aware of. And I think Spirit wants me to talk about this because nothing's coming out here. I get this island solitude on the bottom too, which really coincides with this Four of Swords. Sorry, I really think that getting that peace and separating yourself from all of the noise, I'm hearing just getting away from the noise, and it's almost going to open you up to seeing. It's like someone's going to appear in front of you that was almost, I'm hearing, was there the whole time, or there's some kind of opportunity to link up with a professional that can help you. And I really think that this might be some kind of a health thing. But anyway, so we can manifest anything we want if we can imagine it, right? Like, we can attract it to us. But what is in between us and that thing is some level of resistance that is usually subconscious, or is something that we don't want to see, and that's what's creating that blockage, right? And that's why our ability to manifest and our shadow work here on this 3D level of density is so tightly interlinked, and it's almost like you can't have one without the other. Because if you want to remove these blockages that are in between you and your manifestations, right, you need to transmute this shadow. You need to bring these unconscious elements to yourself, these unconscious elements of yourself to the light. Bring them to the light and see them in that mirror so that they can be transmuted. And I'll use self-worth as an example here. I think an example would be really good. So let's say you, because, you know, the law of attraction is so popular, right? So let's say you hear about the law of attraction and you're trying to attract in your soul tribe. And you know that you should come at this from a position of, well, I am manifesting my soul tribe, and I declare that I have my soul tribe around me already, and I'm feeling the feeling, right? That we always talk about being in that state of already having it. So I'm now feeling the feeling of I have my soul tribe and I'm connected with people who are aligned with me, despite some belief in the past of having low self-worth and some belief that there is nobody out there who is aligned with me, right? If you really set that intention and feel into that state with that unconscious shadow that still hasn't been processed, what's gonna happen is, more often than not, the resistance will make itself very clear, and you'll like get up the next day or in the next couple of days, you'll be at work or you'll be walking down the street or something, and you'll receive some evidence of this subconscious shadow, which is projecting to you that there is still this self-worth issue that needs to be transmuted, right? This is if you have this, you still have this belief buried in your subconscious somewhere. So let's say you've set the intention that you've attracted people who respect you and who are your soul tribe, right? So then the next day you might be walking down the street and then somebody's going to disrespect you, right? Or something like that. Make you feel like you're not worthy, or try to. Anyway, the reflection will try to convince you to stay in that old frequency, right? But you've set the intention that you're not that person anymore, right? You've set the intention that you are royalty. So you have a choice in that moment, right? You can believe what that reflection is telling you, or, right, instead of believing what that reflection is telling you, you can turn around and not give an F about what that person is telling you and really still embody that frequency of, no, I have self-worth. There are people around me that respect me, and I attract my soul tribe to me effortlessly. You have the free will to decide that. And like I said, be patient with yourself through this process. If this is something that you're dealing with, just keep showing up every day and embodying this frequency, being patient, and keep getting to the root of the problem, because you're actually really close. Because I've moved all these cards out of the way, and this Ace of Wands is just staring at me. So I feel like some of you guys don't even need to hear that, but I feel like some of you that may have been like really helpful to understand why the resistance occurs, and sometimes it might feel like you're going backwards, but just see it as an opportunity. Like God's giving you an opportunity here to really embody that frequency that you're trying to step into. And I think that's what's going to flip this Fool card upside down. And that's what's really going to be the process of letting these things fall away, is the opportunity to like have grace and maintain that higher frequency as things get shaken up a little bit and the things that don't serve you fall away. And you're just being asked to trust the process, I'm hearing. Just trust the process. And everything's going to be gravy, right? Everything's going to be good because you're being activated. And I'm seeing that these things are going to get blown away with this wind activation card. Things are going to get blown away. And I really think you're stepping into a life of more ease, right? I'm not anti-work or anything, but I just think you are going to be stepping into a life of more ease as you really step into this knowing that you are royalty and you have that level of self-worth, and you keep digging down into the root of this issue. And there are layers to it, right? It's like an onion, which is talking about root vegetables. I think onion, that'd be considered a root vegetable, right? I'm not sure. I might be wrong, actually. Now that I say that, it's probably not. Intuitively, I feel like that's not a root vegetable, but we're getting way off topic here. We're getting way off topic. But you know what I mean about that shadow work? Like, it's so intertwined. And it's almost like it's like when you get the resistance now, you're going to celebrate it, because you're going to know that you're going in the right direction. You're going to just start seeing so clearly. And nothing's going to stop you, you know, like. You're the Empress, right? Nothing's going to stop you. Just sit on that throne. And I'm hearing you don't have to take a lot of action. Just, like, take that inspired action, you know, with that Ace of Wands. Really embody that Ace of Wands frequency. If that's what you want, just take inspired action and let things come to you. If they don't serve you, just cut them out, right? Just decide. Make that decision in the moment. Take the opportunity, you know, to say no, to put your foot down. Like you've been doing, right? You've been walking away from this devil energy. Don't let it call you back, right? You've been doing all the hard work. You've been doing really well, seriously. There's so much energy here, like, so much major arcana. It's just wild. It's just wild. Breath of the Cosmos. Okay, that's so good. Now that we're talking about wind and activation and breath work, I'll pull one more too. Breath of the Cosmos, my will to thy will. Micromanaging the universe. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you're the creator here. You're the creator. You can decide what is for you and what isn't. And don't let this old frequency pull you back and tell you that you're not what you are. You know what I mean? Micromanaging the universe, right? And I'm going to throw in another gem too quickly. I really like this saying that life is a dance, right? Life is a dance between creation and surrender. Because like I say, you can micromanage the universe. You have free will to decide what is for you and what is not. And you can create a reflection that is much more in line with your desires and what you want out of life, right? But sometimes surrender is required because you cannot see the bigger picture, right? God and life works in mysterious ways sometimes. And it's trying to give you what you want. But you can't necessarily fully understand what the process is going to be. And I think it all comes back to this Fool in reverse. Because you've been operating under some kind of a paradigm, and the new paradigm involves trust, right? The new paradigm involves receptivity, and I feel like there's really a call to let the universe give you what you want and make things effortless. Don't try to like overly control. Just decide what it is you want, and that's the micromanaging that you need to do, and then kind of just give it to God. Because he's got your back. Like I'm telling you, you guys are protected by the Most High, I'm telling you. So just give it to God. Like micromanage in the way that you're setting your intentions. I really like writing stuff down. Like writing down what I am attracting. And then anytime I come up against some kind of doubt or some kind of a resistance, it's such a habit now for me to default back to that phrase that I've written, default back to that page, and then be at peace in myself knowing that I've written it down, so it's done. And I don't have to worry about the process, even if it takes a few months. You know, sometimes this stuff takes a little while, takes a bit longer. But then looking back, you realize that the process was actually the best part, because it's made you, God has made you into the person that you wanted to be. Instead of just getting the thing that you wanted, right? God has made you into the thing that you wanted to be all along. That's like the key to all of it, right? Don't judge what's being brought to you, because it's all for your highest good. Set the intention and write down what it is you want. Be at peace knowing that it's coming to you in the face of resistance, and then enjoy the ride. Okay? Because God has your best intentions in mind here. And I feel like you guys are, like Egypt might be significant here, I'm getting for some of you. Some kind of like Egyptian ancestry, or because I get hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. Like get to the root of this. This is what I'm saying. Get to the root of this issue and look a little deeper. And look at the process as the best part, because this is the thing that is refining you and turning you into the person that you want to be, right? As these things fall away. And on the other side, we get the Ace of Wands. So we get that passionate new beginning, but as this new, patient, fully developed, balanced person, right? Who can transmute, who can move through all of the elements, right? And has that connection to source. And it's going to feel more and more effortless. So I might just kind of wrap it up. Let's see, is there anything we're not seeing here? Like, because I do get this hidden secrets. Let's see what the moon has to say about that. Don't let pride get in your way, and confidence is your key to success. 2 Leo cards here. Don't let pride get in your way. Confidence is your key to success. So there's a real healthy balancing of the ego, and it can be a fine line sometimes. And I kept talking about self-worth. Okay, I kept talking about self-worth all through the start of this reading. So there's a level of healthy confidence and knowing that you deserve to receive what it is you want, but I think also not being too proud to then share it around, share that wealth, all right, and correct this imbalance that I think has been going on, because you've been subjected to some kind of lack mentality. Like I was saying, that there's some learned behavior about lack, and as we move through this and really develop our self-worth, we're going to be able to share this with others and share our wealth with others. And I think there's a really healthy developing of our self-worth and our self-concept here. And I I just get this look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. As what I was saying, like, trust the process and look at the bigger picture in the way that you can't necessarily always see how God is working, but he is working for your highest good. Source is working for your highest good in your favor. I'm getting this. There's something about fire here too, because that's what feeds the fire too. There's something about breath work and feeding the flame and this Queen of Wands energy, this fiery energy, the things that light you up. Like I was saying, really visualizing and receiving the things that light you up and rejecting the things you don't. And I think that that's really going to feed your self-concept here. And this is going to be the next level for you, is exploring that self-concept and seeing what you can do with it, and seeing where this confidence takes you with this passionate new beginning. Like, seeing where this confidence is going to take you. And I think you're going to have a lot to share, guys. You're going to be able to help a lot of people with this. So keep doing what you're doing. I love it. So much energy here, and you've moved through so much. And I'm super excited. This is a good read. I like it. Good messages here. And I might just leave it there. Thanks again for being here with me. I really appreciate it. Love the work that you're doing, and I love you guys so much. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do these reads for you. They make me so happy. And let me know what this Ace of Wands is, guys, for real, in the comments, if you want. Let me know what this Ace of Wands is for you. If you don't have to share, but if you want to let me know what it is, I'll be stoked to hear about it. I really like hearing about what you guys are up to. Hey, it's dope. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. I can't wait, guys. And thank you for sharing this space with me. I love you. Peace.